Kristen from Scooterbug Corner, and we are starting off the filming craziness that is happening here in the month of July for me. I've been trying to push and finish up several journals, and we're going to start right now with this here Christmas one. So it is a faux metallic leather on the exterior and metallic spine as well. It's a foldover, and it is bound with this removable decoration on the front. So we just have this Santa here. Oop, cat hair, sorry. So this Santa is layered on top of tulle. This was a vintage cocktail napkin I inherited from my grandmother. Just some decorations here, and this is velvet ribbon, and it's just backed here with a little bit more of a different, I think that also is a vintage cocktail napkin, but this can slide on the ribbon so you can adjust it wherever you want. And so let's get started. So the inside is lined with this interior fabric. Well, that is what interior means. Designer fabric. So this has 2 signatures total that are sewn in. I'm going to try to kind of go quickly so that this flip through doesn't last forever. But this tag here is actually a gift that was made for me, but I am passing it along and sharing it because I thought it looked so cute in this here journal. This is some handmade ephemera. So this journal does contain scrapbook paper, printables, but it also contains a lot of authentic vintage pages too. Lots of trim and details. That's a printable. This comes from a magazine. A vintage tree doily. This is a printable, giving a tuck spot right there. So my journals are a little bit eclectic. They have a combination of things. I try to kind of keep things at least flowing or themed. So there you can see that there's obviously Christmas, Santa, a combination of some vintage papers when I can find them, creating some of my own tuck spots, and ephemera. I like a lot of texture, stitching. This is a vintage napkin. This here is a envelope, so you can put some things in there. I always like to kind of put envelopes every now and then in my Christmas ones. If you're using it for journaling or planning around Christmas time, I like to hide receipts or special gift notes and things, and where they won't fall out. So here, this is some fabric tabs where this will flip over. So that's one of my collaged mixed media tags. The other side of that napkin. Here I've created a journaling card. I feel like I'm out of practice on the whole talking thing. I haven't filmed in a while. This has a tuck spot also here, and in this pocket I've stamped a Christmas tree on the bottom of that guest check. Again, and if you happen to be new here, I try to add some decoration and some interest and fun things, but also try to leave things a little bit open. You can see that there's stitching there, so that there still is places to journal and places to add your own bits and bobs. So there's just a tag tucked in here. Just some more ephemera tucked here. And that is the end of the first signature. This is the start of the second signature. I have this curly ribbon paper clip on there with a bottle cap. So this is just another, in here I have tucked a fold out from a magazine, just inked up this journaling card, created just this tuck spot there with a paint strip. Over here is one of my mixed media tags. This has vintage wrapping paper, vintage magazines, and some vintage book pages, vintage you know what that's called, music paper. And we just added, you know, some details here. Again, from a vintage magazine. This, you could technically tuck something up in there. That doily. Vintage Christmas card. And I have it paper clipped together. This grouping of stuff. So over here is a vintage recipe sheet. And then this is another one of the journaling cards. And what I was showing earlier is that on the back, it is coffee dyed paper. I coffee dye my own paper. I dye my own paper. I make pretty much all of the things in my journals. I have done the collecting and sourcing for all of these things. It takes lots of time and lots of energy, but I love making them. Stamped Christmas. There's another guest check. Just a fun card, backed on some ledger paper, some vintage velvet ribbon. This came from a wooden toys book, and it was, you know, like how to make toys, which perfect. You can be an elf around Christmas time. A belly band. This has vintage, very vintage. You can tell that this is that real thin, you know, typewriter paper, but sugar and spice cookies recipe. Well loved. And here is another. I stamped this. And it also is on another recipe page. This is a book page with a cluster. This is a printable. You can tuck things in there. And this is the center of the second signature that has one of these fold outs where there's little die, not little, but die cuts and different things. This is another cluster that's sewn. You could add that somewhere else. You can gather up your own ephemera and tuck it in here so that you can have your journal with you on the go. But I've started you off with some things in here. A little flashcard and a little tiny envelope. So there's just a few things to get you started. Just another cluster here. This is a coffee dyed index card, and then I've just added some decoration there. I've done some inking in places in the journal to kind of give things a little bit of age to it. This is a burlap tag, and this is a tuck spot there as well. This is a belly band on music paper, so you can tuck things back behind there, but you can see that it has some different shiny things in there. Here's just this pretty cluster that I've just added to the front of this bag. It's got vintage paper, there's vintage lace. I've stamped that. It has confetti, there's a doily. And in here is this giant tag. I've added these bells and wire wrap beads. This is just with a tiny paper clip attached to that, so you can do your own adding and journaling. Just a fabric ruffle down on the other side of that card. Some more pages. This, you can journal here if you wish, but this also folds out, and so then you have kind of a little list pad in here. And this is the back side. There's a little stocking, perfect spot for some skinny pieces of ephemera. And then just this is just there for decoration. So that is the end of that journal. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what your favorite part was. And until next time, I hope you have a great day, and you'll be seeing me here soon because I'm going to be pushing out a lot of videos all at once, or out in the next few days. But again, thanks for stopping by.